Let me just start with this question. What's the actual cost, the real cost
Yeah.
of just sitting on these mountains of data that never ever turn into actual insights?
That's a great question.
Because you see it everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So many companies are like swimming in information. They've got data lakes
They're
overflowing,
rounding in it. Yeah.
but they're absolutely starving for genuine business value. It's a huge missed opportunity.
It really is.
And that's exactly why today we're doing a deep dive into Apache Spark, because it's pitched as one of the most powerful engines to, well, tackle this exact problem.
You've definitely hit on something critical there. I mean, this era of big data, it's not just more data, right? It's faster, it's messier, way more complex than what we used to handle.
Totally different beast.
Exactly. So organizations naturally look to something like Apache Spark. It gets talked about as this super fast, really flexible, incredibly scalable analytics engine. But, and this is the big but,
Oh, here it comes.
yeah, it's absolutely not some kind of plug-and-play magic wand. You can't just drop Spark into your company and expect miracles. Scaling it properly across an entire enterprise, that takes some serious, thoughtful strategy.
Right. Not a magic wand. That's the key takeaway already. And that's why our mission today isn't just about what Spark is, but really digging into the strategic thinking, the practical steps you need to actually make it work effectively across the board.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the core challenge.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. What actually makes Spark so valuable? Why has it become such a cornerstone for so many companies trying to be data-driven?
Well, fundamentally, Spark's power comes from its ability to chew through massive data sets. And not just in batches like the old days, but, in near real time too. It often uses in-memory computation, which is where a lot of the speed comes from.
Right, the in-memory aspect is huge.
It gives companies the sheer horsepower they need for really demanding tasks. We're talking advanced analytics, making sense of streaming data flying in from everywhere, even driving complex machine learning models. And quickly. All with, stunning speed. And unlike older systems that were often siloed, Spark offers this unified engine. So you don't necessarily need a different tool for batch, another for streaming, another for ML.
Okay, so it simplifies the stack.
It can streamline the whole data pipeline, which is a massive efficiency boost.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. Almost too good to be true. Because despite being open source and super powerful, you said it's not something you just casually roll out everywhere without a plan.
Absolutely not.
We've all seen those shiny new tech projects fizzle out. So thinking at the leadership level, what are the really tough questions they have to ask before diving in?
It's almost like an internal audit of readiness,
Okay.
First, you absolutely have to nail down what specific real-world business problems will Spark actually solve, not just doing analytics.
Right. No tech for tech's sake.
Exactly. Second, be brutally honest about your infrastructure. Is it even compatible? Do you have the network, the storage, the compute chops to handle what Spark needs? Often, existing systems are the bottleneck.
Good point.
Third, and this is huge, do you have the right people? Engineers, architects, data scientists who genuinely understand Spark's internals, not just basic usage.
The talent gap.
It's real.
Yeah.
And finally, are your data governance practices ready for the complexity? Spark touches so much data, so things like lineage, security, compliance, the surface area just explodes. Ignoring any of these, you're building on shaky ground.
Yeah, building on sand, as you said. And that governance piece, it feels like where many companies stumble, right? Falling into that trap of deploying Spark just because it's the hot new
Oh,
thing.
definitely. The keeping up with the Joneses syndrome.
Right. But the ones who actually succeed, who see a real ROI, they're the ones who tie Spark directly to clear, undeniable business value. It's not about having Spark, it's about what it lets you do.
Precisely. And look, the insight here isn't just serve a business need. It's realizing that without a very clear, measurable ROI attached, your Spark initiative is probably going to wither away in the next budget cycle.
Good point.
Yeah.
Treat it like a business transformation tool.
Exactly, with a direct line to the CFO. So instead of vague goals, it's, we're using Spark to detect fraud in real time, saving X million. Or, we're modernizing these painful, slow ETL processes, freeing up Y resources. Or we're delivering hyper-personalized offers that boost conversion by Z%.
Concrete outcomes.
Quantifiable impact. That's what keeps the project alive and funded.
That makes total sense. Okay, let's shift gears slightly to the tech side. So you've answered the strategic questions, you've got the business case. Now, scaling Spark efficiently. It's not just about adding more servers, is it? There's an art to it.
Oh, absolutely. Brute force doesn't work well here. Architectural precision is key. This means making smart choices about where you run it, maybe using managed cloud services like Databricks or Amazon EMR. They handle a lot of the underlying complexity.
Take some burden off the team.
For sure. But even then, efficiency boils down to things like smart data partitioning, how you arrange your data across the cluster so Spark can work in parallel without moving tons of data around.
Right, minimizing that movement.
Exactly, because minimizing expensive shuffling across the nodes, that's critical. Shuffling is when Spark has to redistribute data like for a group by, and if it's not optimized, it can grind a fast job to a halt.
I'm picturing data just getting thrown around inefficiently. Not good.
Not good at all. And finally, and this is so important, continuous, really rigorous monitoring of performance, not just checking if it's running.
Deeper than that.
Much deeper. Understanding resource use, finding bottlenecks, and crucially, avoiding overspending on cloud resources you don't actually need. The hidden insight. Monitoring isn't just about cost, it's about finding those invisible inefficiencies that could kill your whole strategy.
Wow.
Honestly, many places over-provision their clusters by like 30, 40, even 50% because they just don't have that visibility. They're burning cash.
So done well, high performance, great ROI. Done poorly.
It becomes a money pit, fast. I've seen it happen.
Okay, money pit versus high ROI. That really lands the point. This isn't just tech, it's serious business strategy. So bringing this home for our listeners, what does this all mean in practice for you listening right now?
Well, for enterprise leaders, it really does start with aligning Spark plans to those core business goals, not just ticking a box on the IT roadmap. It means having those honest internal conversations we discussed.
And maybe looking outside.
Often, yes. Collaborating with consulting partners can be invaluable. They bring that objective view, assessing infrastructure, running performance audits, helping set up governance frameworks that actually scale with you. It's about leveraging external expertise to boost your internal team.
Right, that collaboration is key. You can't just expect open source tools to magically fit complex environments.
No.
What about for the data professionals listening? You mentioned talent earlier. It sounds like Spark skills are more than just nice to have.
Oh, absolutely. Spark Mastery is like a golden ticket right now in the job market. If you know PySpark, for instance, but haven't really dug into, say, execution plans, understanding how Spark actually runs your code.
Under the hood.
Exactly. Or advanced partitioning logic, or using orchestration tools like Airflow to manage complex pipelines, now is the time to dive deep. These aren't just academic points, they're what make you an architect, not just a user.
And that translates to?
High demand roles. Data platform architect, ML engineer, MLOps engineer. They're screaming for people. And guess what? Spark, handling data at scale across different tasks, is very often the common pred, the core skill needed for these really valuable positions. It definitely opens doors.
So the big picture, the overarching key here seems to be treat Spark not just as another tool, but really as a platform.
Precisely, a platform.
One that needs skilled people, disciplined operations, and like we keep saying, that clear link to business value to truly succeed. It's a journey.
A continuous journey, yeah.
So whether you're an executive thinking about future-proofing your analytics, or you're a data pro looking to seriously level up your career, Apache Spark really can be a game changer. It holds immense potential to transform how organizations use data.
And maybe, connecting this to the really big picture, consider this. Data volume is exploding, right? Doubling constantly. In that world, what's the actual long-term cost for companies that don't strategically master scalable analytics like Spark? Think about the lost opportunities, the competitive ground they cede.
The sheer waste of potential.
Exactly. And then flip it. What's the incredible, almost unfair competitive advantage gained by those who really do get it right, who build that thoughtful, well-run Spark strategy and turn their data into arguably their most powerful asset?
Something to really think about. How does this apply in your own context, your own organization, or even your career path? Thanks for diving deep with us today.